You guys, I still haven't worked out what that thing was that I couldn't remember last night. But I was listening to this. I was listening to this bird. I don't know what her name is, but she's French. And there's a little bit that made me think of mentors, INFJ mentors. That's not what she was talking about, but that's where my brain went about 5 stops after something she was saying. And I thought, I better stop and pull over and to get this idea out before it's gone. Mentors, INFJs, do they have mentors? I've got this list of people that I put up on a pedestal that are awesome. I have mentioned this in one video, I don't know, 10 or 20, 10 or 15 and something like that. And my grandparents are at the top of that tree. Both of them on my dad's side. They are, I saw some flaws in them, which I mentioned in that episode there. But, there's a mate of my dad's that we went hunting with and stuff like that, and it was really good to me, but also super smart in all sorts of ways, super street smart sort of thing and all that sort of thing. And I've got him, like I say jokingly, I don't know if I said this in that episode, but I say jokingly, I've got a top 5 of people that, that awesome people. And I say that, in front of my dad and to people, I'll be telling people in front of my dad, and I'll just sort of I'll sort of make a quip. It's like, sorry, bro, you didn't quite make it in the top 5. You might be in the top 10 though. Like he's not in the top 5. And I don't even know past those 3 that I just mentioned. Who else are in there? Do I really have... Like, you can have mentors for some things, but it's not for everything. For some aspects of your life, but not for that, you wouldn't go to them about everything. So my question is, I guess it's a question, is do INFJs have mentors? Or do they sort of rely on themselves and then become their own little self-fulfilling prophecy of it's only about how good you get as working stuff out as how good you get? Sometimes you've got to get some information from other people or read situations, or just sometimes you've learnt wrong. And you got to find out, that's wrong. So I've got to go back and unpick all of those things that were built into me when I was 2. All those social things, how to react in certain situations. You've got to go and unpick all those. Almost impossible to do. Things that, are culturally built into people and that sort of thing. And survivalistic things and all sorts of stuff, so... like Jews don't eat pork and stuff, and like this, it's just a cultural thing. Why? Why? Who says that's right or wrong? Who says everyone else is right or wrong? But I don't know if I can get 5. There probably is. There's a couple of people that, at the time of when I'd gone down to live with me brothers and me mother and that again, and I was 17 and 18 and stuff like that. I'd met these people somehow. And it was a bit weird how I'd met them. I can't even remember how I met them. And I think it took them a while to trust me I think they just did inherently trust me, but they just didn't really understand me because I was weird and quiet, and still dealing with all of this being kidnapped when I was 9. So I'm still 9 years later and stuff, 8 and 9 years later. Still hadn't quite dealt with some of that sort of stuff. And these people, this couple, they were older than me. They'd be 10 years older than me. And I'd just go and rock around and see them, just turn up, have a cup of tea, cup of coffee, all that, sort of make myself at home. It's sort of like, wow. I overstayed my welcome to plenty too many times. But just being there in silence, just watching TV, listen to some Frank Zappa or something like that. There was a bit of pot smoking. It was usually about that, really. But just their mentorship, and both of them, they were both different. I reckon she could have been an INFJ. She was awesome. He was probably an INTJ or something, or even TP. Super smart. But both of these people were what I needed at that time of my life. They don't even know how much. They don't even know how much. And it was weird, like I'd, pop away from that part of the country for a bunch of years, then I'd just turn up. And it was always freaky because they said, oh, we were just thinking about you like half an hour ago. It's like, yeah, I get that a lot. It's like the universe tells them I'm coming, That's weird. Other people I've had that with as well, good friends and stuff. And so they were important. Mentors, yeah, maybe. I didn't even know how much psychology stuff we talked about or anything like that, but there would have been some. A lot of stuff about martial arts and guitar playing. He was a guitar teacher and stuff like that, but an awesome guitar player and stuff like that. But a lot of other things as well. And so maybe they're in the list. If I ever go back to that country, I almost want to go back just to say g'day, just to turn up there if they're in the same place. But it's weird. They're on the list, and then I'm having trouble trying to find mentors. Maybe there's some people at some of the, when I was an apprentice and when I was a trainee, all this sort of stuff with different things. Maybe, but not really. Sometimes you have some good friends, I wouldn't put them in mentorships, half the time they're using you. So I don't know that INFJs have mentors. If I think of anything about that, I'll come up. Tell me what you think. Did you have mentors? Do you have mentors? Like, is it going to be the old parents, grandparents, an uncle or something like that, maybe, that sort of stuff, or some person at a work, professional, took you under their wing and taught you some stuff, whatever. But sometimes that's not full mentorship. That's just teaching you some skills or something. Maybe, like in some of those movies, like The Assassin, someone Fonda was in it. Not Jane Fonda. Someone was in it, daughter of, I think. And it was called different things in different countries. But it was called Assassin in the country I was from. 1990 something. And she was plucked out of the streets and trained up to be an assassin, like they do. And in that situation, you do get mentors, but you're probably expendable to them. I don't know. It's all weird. Tell me if you the concept of INFJs and mentors. Have I just missed out? I've got a couple of really good ones. All right. I'll come back to you if I remember that other thing too.